Hey there, my Leos. Come on in. Let's do your energy forecast for the week ahead, shall we? Hi there, everyone. My name is Lee Shanks, aka Intuitive Lee, and we are doing the energy forecast for the week of July the 14th through to the 20th. And again, currently working on the sign of Leo. So, my Leos, we are going to start off with the Lantern Oracle. This first card that I'm going to pull for you gives the overarching energy for the entire week ahead, and then I'll move on over to the Wisdom of the Oracle, pull 3 more cards, and that will break your week down just a little bit further. So let's get to it, shall we? Your overarching energy for the week ahead, Leo, is going to be all about, let's see here, accountability. All right? So it says here, responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and to others. Listen, when it comes to accountability, I'm one of those people, I would rather own it in the moment than walk away and live in regret, right? So if I do something wrong or say something wrong, I'm going to own it right then. I'm going to walk back on it and say, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry, excuse me. And then I'm going to find a way to make it right. I learned this lesson a long, long time ago. A friend of mine in school, we weren't friends, but we were peripheral friends, so our group sort of sometimes chummed along. And I really liked this guy, but he ticked me off one day. And he was really quite rude to me. And so I reacted in that moment, and I said something quite rude to him. And it was uncalled for. And to this day, I regret it. To this day, it often crops up in my mind, and I think, oh, but I so wish I could go back and take those words back. Because I don't like being cruel, for one. I was a kid. I've learned, right? That's when you know better, you do better, and I've certainly learned to do better. I've learned over the years that when we say things, words have power, right? So if I'm going to screw up and say something, I'm going to walk it back real quick. But my other rule is I will never, ever, ever call people names. That's what I did at this time, is I called somebody a name, and it was rude, and it was based on their physical appearance, and it was wrong of me to do that. And again, this is grade 6. I don't do these things anymore. I accept people for who they are. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn, but I've had to carry that for like 40 freaking years, more than 40, 45, 50 freaking years I've carried that. And I've had to learn to forgive myself, but it doesn't mean I've ever forgotten. So I don't call people names, I don't judge other people, and if I'm doing something wrong or saying something wrong, I own that, right? So that's what we're being encouraged to do. I'm a Leo, so I'm right with you there, okay? So the accountability, it is a gift we give ourselves, because it could have given me a peace of mind if I'd held myself accountable in that moment back in grade 6 and said, oh my God, that was so wrong of me, I'm so sorry, I should never have said that, right? But you can't undo words, right? You can't take away that hurt. So don't, just simply don't, right? Be accountable. Be accountable for the times that you do, and then figure out the why. Why am I doing this? Why am I acting like this? Why am I reacting like this? Right? So why is a really good question to be asking ourselves. And for me, if you look in this image, you can see that woman is reaching for a book. To me, that's the Book of Knowledge. That's up in our Akashic records. There's a reason you do the things you do. There's a reason you behave the way you behave. There's a reason you react or respond the way you do. And I enjoy The Art of Contemplation, which is a very good book by Richard Rudd, by the way. But I enjoy the art of contemplation. When I've done something, even if it's something good, I like to sit back and contemplate it and look how it unfolded and look how I acted, reacted, responded, what I said, what I did, so that I can learn from it, right? So if I did good, I'm like, oh, that was a really great way to handle that. I'm proud of myself for doing it, because it was not always good at these things, right? And I've had to learn how to be a better person, because my entire life up until probably my late 20s was all about survival, which meant it was all about me, right? And looking out for me. And now that I'm so far past survivor or even thriver mode, and I'm into just the be mode, I like to do those contemplations so that when I've learned something, I can compound that lesson by reminding myself, you know, how I did, why I did it, and it helps me learn that lesson, sort of sink that lesson in. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm kind of babbling here today, I feel. It's the heat. I tell you, it's the heat. All right. Tick-tock goes the clock, people. This is not TikTok the app. This is TikTok time. You cannot get time back. You cannot undo things, redo things, and you can't get time back. So What are you doing with your time? Are you truly making the most of your time? Right? There's no do-overs, people. You can't say, oh, I wish I hadn't spent, all summer sitting around watching TV. I wish I'd gone out and learned that craft I wanted to learn. I wish I'd gone out and learned that sports activity I wanted to learn. I wish I'd gone and, called up that person and said hello to that person and spent time with that person, or said yes to more invitations, or whatever this might be. Tick-tock goes the clock. How are you using your time, right? Contemplation that we were just talking about, the contemplating the why, that's fine, right? We should all have quiet moments of contemplation sprinkled throughout our lives. They're like little rewards. We should contemplate our why, but that doesn't mean we get stuck in that analysis paralysis, right? Think about it, contemplate it, move the frick on, people. All right, we got to keep going in life. We got to keep putting our best foot forward, being just a little bit better than we were yesterday. Sometimes that's all we can ask for. All right, and then watch how the milk and honey pour in. Look at that beautiful rainbow. I'm loving that energy, because milk and honey is talking about all the good things in life. It's talking about abundance in life, right? Milk and honey used to be just for the rich people, but there's enough abundance in the world for everybody. Now, do keep in mind, we started off this week saying we need to be accountable. We need to be accountable to ourselves. That's what it's talking about here. Not to everybody else. We're being accountable to ourselves here. Holding ourselves to account for the choices and decisions that we make, right? And through that process, we're going to be examining why we do things the way we do. We're going to remember there's only one life. Tick tock, get on it, right? And then we're going to wrap it up by welcoming in the abundance that there is there for us. All right. I hope this makes sense, my fellow Leos. I like it. It's going to be working for me this week. I just know it. And I hope it works for you too. Let me know in the comments below if you're so inclined. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I hope to hear from you. Hit your notification button if you're so inclined. And if you want to know more about me, you can find me at leeshanks.com.